wasn't that a great song to remind us that God is always with us and that He is in control and He cares? Well, you know, we often, like God's people, say no to God. We worship other things, we put other things first. And when we don't trust in God, we make something else more important. And when we reject God, we forget Him, we forget what He has done for us. Now, in today's story, we learned that God rescued His people first and then gave them the Ten Commandments. You see, God's people didn't have to keep God's commandments in order to be saved. He already saved them. Isn't that amazing?
Well, you see, the thing is, the rules that God gives us are rules that show us how we should live, how we're designed to live, and it shows other people what God intends for us. But if we're being honest, we don't always keep them, do we? Sometimes we lie, sometimes we say things that we don't mean. But God knew that we weren't going to keep those rules. And so instead, it wasn't about keeping the rules that saves us. Instead, if we trust Jesus, if we have a faith in Jesus, it is Him who has kept the rules, not on us. And so the amazing thing is, we aren't judged on how well we keep the rules. Although those rules are how we are intended to live, if we sometimes fail, it is on Jesus by who we are judged. And it's because Jesus has kept the rules that we can be friends with God. Well, let's pray now all the things that we have learned today. So let's put our hands together. Dear God, we are sorry for the times when we forget all the things that you have done. Like your people in the desert, we can forget that you have rescued us. And we thank you so much that it is not on the rules that we keep, but it is on the rules that Jesus kept that we can now become friends with you. Amen. Well, this week we've had so much fun at Myton Kids.
Come back and join us next week to find out what happens next in the story of God's people.